So hello everyone, and myself Naresh Patil. I welcome you once again all to the today's session over the design of roof truss with welded connection. So in the previous sessions, I discussed about how to design the elements of roof truss with bolted connections. Okay. So in today's session, I am going to discuss about the same problems but with welded connection. The truss can be provided with a bolted connection as well as welded connection. Okay. So in the previous sessions, as I told you, we have discussed about how to provide the bolts or the connections, okay, by using the different types of bolts or the grades of bolt like 4.6 grade, 5.6 grade. Okay. So in the today's session, we'll start with the concept about how to design the roof truss with welded connection. Okay. So students, the geometry of the structure, what you can see here, I have taken up from the same problem. Okay, the problem number 1. Okay, what I have discussed in bolted roof truss, the same geometry I will consider here, and by using the same geometry, like the principal rafter, the bottom tie and other interior member, I am going to use the same and the same forces. हमें यहाँ पे क्या करना है? We are going to use the same member forces and even same members. Okay, by selecting the same, यहाँ पे all the steps will remain same. There is no change in the steps. तो क्या चेंज होगा यहाँ पे? Only the design of connection. Okay, and because of that connection, what is the change in the behavior of the element? Because अभी welded होगा तो क्या होगा? It will become rigid connection. It will become a rigid connection. If you consider bolted connection, it will be like a flexible or pinned connection. Okay, because it will be bolt provided between the members. Okay, so here when we say welded connection में क्या होता है? It will become the rigid connection. Okay, so because of that, so what is the change in the behavior? Because of the rigidity of welded connection, what is the change in the behavior? Okay, behavior matlab, for example, in yielding or in rupture or in block shear, how the behavior will change, or what is the change in the design criteria, okay, as per the IS 800 2007, that you are going to discuss in this problem. Okay, so here so here again the design of roof truss for given member forces. Okay, what we have discussed in the problem number 1, same you are going to follow. Okay, so here we have the table of forces. I'll just show you. Okay, so this is the member forces. मैंने आपको first problem में भी बोला है, what I have told you, because the member of forces are already given. You don't have to calculate the forces in the members. Okay, so these are the forces given in the members, like L0, U1, U2, U2, U3 and so on. So these are the members. Okay, and these are the loads because of dead load, because of live load and because of wind load. Okay, so minus or negative and positive. So negative stand for compression and positive stand for tension. ये मैंने आपको already बोला है. In the problem number 1 we already discussed this. Okay, so by using these forces we have to create the load combinations. Okay, the same steps you have to follow. Okay, by using this you have to prepare the load combinations, and by using those load combinations ultimately आपको क्या find out करना है? You have to find out the design forces. You have to find out the design forces. Okay, I'll show you that how to get the design forces, as already I have discussed in the problem number 1 in design of bolted roof truss, but still we'll have a review over that and we'll continue with the same. Okay, so look at here. Okay, after getting the member forces, okay, those member forces आपको convert करना है design force में. You have to convert those forces into design force. Okay, how you have to do? By making the load combinations. By making the load combination. So मैंने यहाँ पे 3 load combinations assume किए हैं. That is 1.5 dead load plus live load, 1.2 times dead load, live load and wind load, then 0.9 times dead load plus 1.5 times wind load. So a multiplication होने के बाद you will get a design force. You will get a design force. So from this design forces you have to consider the maximum force. Okay, तो इस केस में आफ्टर कंसिडरिंग द लोड कॉम्बिनेशंस वी गॉट द मैक्सिमम force that is negative is 261 kilonewton or and the positive force is 472.8 kilonewton. So what does it mean? So the principal rafter has to be designed to carry the forces that is the positive force is 472.8 kilonewton and the negative force is 261 kilonewton. Okay, so as I told you मैंने क्या बोला था आपको, the negative stand for compression and the positive stand for tension. Okay, what does it mean? So that principal rafter has to carry a tensile force of 472 kilonewton and the compressive force of 261 kilonewton, and so on. You have to find out the other design forces for the other elements of the roof truss. Okay, उसके बाद you have to follow the design, that is you have to follow the design of the independent members. Okay, तो अभी आपको यहाँ पे क्या करना है, यू हैव टू नोट डाउन दिस डिजाइन फोर्सेस. ओके, यू हैव टू नोट डाउन दिस डिजाइन फोर्सेस फॉर द डिजाइन ऑफ प्रिंसिपल राफ्टर. सो यहाँ पे क्या है, द मैक्सिमम फोर्स इज टेंसाइल. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू हियर, व्हेन यू गेट बोथ द फोर्सेस, व्हेन यू गेट टेंशन एज वेल एज कंप्रेशन, तो आपको क्या करना है, यू हैव टू डिजाइन एज अ टेंशन मेंबर एंड लेटर सेम मेंबर यू हैव टू चेक फॉर कंप्रेशन. ओके, we have to design as a tensile member because the maximum force is tension in principal rafter. So we have to design that member as a tensile member and then same member you have to check for compression for the force of 261 kilonewton. Okay, are you getting it? So we'll begin with the design of principal rafter now. Okay, so we'll begin with the design of principal rafter, that is L0 U1, U1 U2, U2 U3 for the length of 1.79 meter. Okay, so here we have the design forces. Okay, so first we'll note down the design forces here. The design forces are, first of all, that is positive 472.2 kilonewton, which is the tension, and one more we have minus 261 kilonewton, which is compression. Okay, तो यहाँ पे we have the both the forces, that is tension and compression. So what you have to do, so the maximum force is tension here, the maximum force is tension. So what you have to do, so design as tension member and check as compression member. Okay, so the member should be designed for tension because the maximum force is tension here, and the same member should be checked for compression, whether the member will safe to carry the force of 261 kilonewton. Okay, so here the first step you have to start with cross section area. So first you have to select the cross section area and connection details. The first step is the cross section area and connection details. Cross section area and connection details. So again by using TDG is equal to AG into Fy upon gamma m naught. AG into Fy upon gamma m naught. So where AG is given here, so we have to find out the AG. So TDG is nothing but the maximum force. So 472.2 AG, Fy is 250 and gamma m naught is 1.1. So from this you have to find out what is AG. Okay, the AG is 2077.68 mm square. Okay, mm square. So this much area you have to select. So for safety you can increase the area by 15%. So let us increase. So increase the area by 15%. Increase the area by 15%. So we will get AG is equal to 2077.68 into 1.15. So we get AG is 2389.33 mm square. Okay, So this is the area required. Okay. So now what you have to do? You have to go back to steel table and you have to find out double angle sections back to back. So once again I will remind you, you have to try to choose double angle back to back, that is equal angle. Okay. Try to choose equal angle back to back. Okay. So I'll try for, so let us try. I'll follow the same steps what we did in problem number 1. 2 ISA 80 by 8 back to back with 10 mm gusset plate. Okay, back to back with 10 mm gusset plate. So for that the area is 24.42 centimeter square or 2442 mm square. Okay, the required was this much and we have selected for this much. Okay, so now what you have to do? You have to, after selection the area, cross section area, after selection area you have to go for connection details. Okay, so we'll go for connection details. So for that we are going to provide the welded connection. Okay, so next is connection design. Okay, so as I told you, we have provided two angles back to back. So 2 ISA 80 by 8 with this 10 mm gusset plate, okay, with 10 mm gusset plate. Okay, तो हमारे यहाँ पे we are going to provide दो angle 2 ISA 80 by 8 back to back with a 10 mm gusset plate. And the next is we have to design this connection L1 and L2. What is the length of connection required? Because what will happen here, whatever the force transfer, that is 472.2 kilonewton transferred over this angle, it has to transfer to this gusset plate. Okay, connection means what is the reason to design connection? To transfer the force from one member to another member. Okay, so for that we have to design what is L1 and L2. L1 is length of connection, LW1 length of connection, LW2. Okay, so for that, so again, so what will happen here, because ultimately, so whatever the force applied here, it has to transfer through this and this. So it should be in opposite direction. So this will be P1 and this will be P2, because L1 P1, L2 P2. Okay, means what does it mean? So whatever the force is transferred, it has to carried by L1, that is P1, and the sum part, that is L2, that is nothing but P2. Means the total, the force P1 P2, जो भी total force है P1 P2, that should be equal to this 472.2 kilonewton. Now the next aim is we have to find out what is P1 and what is P2. So are you getting? Okay, आपको समझ में आ रहा है? So this is the connection details, and that connection details we are going to provide with welding, and that welding has to carry the force which is applied over the member. Okay, clear? So we are going to find out what is P1 and P2. So for that again you have to note down the CG distance. So this distance we should have. Okay, this will get it from steel table again. So this is, so we have to look at steel table. So this we get as 22.7 and this one more is 57.3. Okay, 57.3. So by using these two and this force we have to find out ultimately what is P1 and P2. So P1 is force carried by LW1 or length of weld L1, and P2 is force carried by length of weld L2. Understood? So we'll calculate that. Okay, here. So now summation of M at P2 is equal to 0. So we'll take moment about P2. So here first of all 472.2 kilonewton into this distance 472.2 acting about P2 at a distance of 57.3 minus P1 into the total height is 80. Total height is 80. So we get P1 here. From this we get P1. So P1 we get 338.22 kilonewton. Okay. तो आउट ऑफ 472 P1 कितना ले रहा है? आउट ऑफ 472 P1 कितना ले रहा है? P1 ले रहा है 338.22 किलो न्यूटन. द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ P1 फ्रॉम दिस फोर्स P or the total force, the contribution of P1 is 338.22. So what should be the contribution of P2? So P1 plus P2 should be equal to 472.2 kilonewton. Okay, so we'll get P2 from this. So P2 का contribution कितना होगा यहाँ पे? It will be 133.98 kilonewton. So when you add P1 plus P2 you should get 472.2. इसका meaning क्या है? Whatever the force applied over the member, and that force will be contributed to P1 and P2. So this is P1 and P2. By using this P1 and P2, you have to find out the length of weld. Okay. So for that, first of all, you have to find out what is the strength of weld. Okay. What is the strength of weld? So now, strength of weld. FWD is equal to, again by using IS 800, AW FU by root 3 into gamma m W. Okay. So here AW is nothing but area of weld. So it is nothing but L into TE into FU is 410. The grade of steel is 410. Divided by root 3. Root 3 is into gamma MW is depend upon whether it is site weld or whether it is shop welding. So we'll consider 1.5 here for shop welding, site welding or field welding. You have to consider more factor of safety for that. Okay, and the size of weld. Okay, now for TE. So what is TE? How to get TE now? So TE is nothing but effective throat thickness. Okay, so how you get that? Okay, T is K into S. Okay, so what is S? S is size of weld. S is size of weld. T is equal to K into S. So what is S? S is nothing but size of weld. So again by IS code the size of weld is, so now, so therefore size of weld S minimum and S maximum. So the minimum size of weld is 3 mm and the maximum size is T minus 1.5. Okay, T is 8 mm thickness, the thickness of angle is 8 mm, so 8 minus 1.5, so you will get here 6.5. So we have to choose S between these two, whether it should be 3 mm or maximum 6.5 mm. Okay, so we'll assume size equal to 6 mm. आपको क्या assume करना है? You have to assume the size of weld between 3 mm to 6.5 mm. So हमने assume किया है 6 mm. Okay, so here therefore the T will be K into S. So the K is 0.7 and size S. So we get T is equal to 4.2 mm. 4.2 mm. So go back and substitute here and we will get FWD. We get FWD. So we get FWD is equal to 662.79 L Newton per mm. Okay. So this the strength of weld what you have got for length of 1 mm per mm. Length, the strength of weld for per mm. Okay, for per mm. Now what you have to do? You have to equate this FWD to the forces applied over the edge of the member, that is nothing but P1 and P2. You equate P1 to FWD, find out L1, P2 to FWD again and find out LW2. Okay, this is nothing but the connection design. Okay, so now length of weld, by equating P1 is equal to FWD. So we get L1 is equal to 510.29, we equate it to 512. Okay, 512 mm. And by equating P2 is equal to FWD. Okay, by equating P2 is equal to FWD, we get L2 is equal to 202.14, so we'll make it as 204 mm. Okay, so we have to provide L1, the length of weld L1 512, the length of LW2 that is 204. So we'll represent same into the sketch what you we have already in that. So here we have, okay, so this we got the L1 that is 512 mm and L2 is 204 mm. So this is regarding the selection of area and the selecting the section from steel table and the connection details. Okay, regarding this, if you get any queries, you can write it over comment box or you can contact me. Okay, thank you very much.